kings and queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. Today we have the wonderful Crypto Kid on my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for having me on.
So a little backstory about yourself. I know that you're 15 years old and you're in this crypto space and you're very successful already. So please let my viewers know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, sure. I'm Crypto Kid. I started my crypto journey when I was 12. I was very interested in stocks and finance and how people made so much money trading stocks. I never really understood it. So I made it my mission to understand. And, just one day I was watching YouTube and, all these finance YouTubers like Andrew Jick and Graham Stephan and these guys. And I come across a crypto video by Real Vision TV. And he was talking about Bitcoin going to $100,000, I think, by the end of that year, and it was early 2020, like January 2020. So it didn't happen, but I saw that video, and it was COVID times almost, and that helped me. So I watched that video, and I was super interested. I was like, wow, okay, this is crazy, but I really didn't understand it that much. When COVID came, that time I was able to really focus and really just learn about the technology and understand how revolutionary it is for the monetary system. And after I learned that, I was, researching altcoins and what they are. And then later I discovered that you could trade Bitcoin and derivatives. And I didn't know technical analysis. So again, I went onto YouTube and I started watching a man by the name of Tone Vays and Da Vinci. One day I was watching Da Vinci's videos and I saw that he has a meetup in Dubai. And I was like, wow, okay, that's crazy. I need to meet these guys. So I go to my parents, I tell them there's this conference, I need to go. And they're like, no, I was at the time I was 13, I believe. And you're like, you're too young, you can't go anywhere. But I didn't listen to them because I thought that would be, no risk. I'd go, and worst case scenario, they wouldn't let me in. I just went, I called a taxi and went. And yeah, it was the best decision I've made because I've met all the crypto guys and they were so generous and they helped me out. Tone really taught me how to do technical analysis. So after I, learned that, I started my own channel, which you can follow at CryptoKid on YouTube. And yeah, that's my journey so far.
So you are the role model for all the young people. It doesn't matter who you are and what age you are, you can start.
I really hate the fact like people just look down on you and they think that you can't be successful, you can't achieve anything because of your age, but that's not the truth. I really wanted to prove that you can. The thing that separates you from successful people is just your mindset. So if you know what you're doing, if you have a good mindset, then you can achieve anything at any age. It doesn't really matter.
You are such an inspiration. I'm happy that you never doubted yourself. Never doubt yourself. Yeah. That's great. You are good at technical analysis. I've been looking at your channel. Yeah. I really want to see, and everyone want to know, what do you think will happen right now on BTC?
So this is actually CoinMarketCap. I was looking at how cheap all the tokens and altcoins, etc., are, because honestly, in the bull market, right, I was like, damn, I wish I got into some of these early in the bear market. And now it's the time, in my opinion, to DCA. And it's just people are overlooking the fact, because we have so much FUD, right, that some of these altcoins will have a very, very bright future. I was just looking at this and thinking of which ones to DCA into, because I think it's a very nice time to right now buy in and hold some in case of a bull market next year, right? So, but in terms of Bitcoin, this is my chart for Bitcoin. This is the daily chart right now. The most obvious thing I can see, I don't know what you think of the charts. I watched your most recent video, but if you can add anything as well. I see this huge bull flag and this parallel consolidation for Bitcoin on the daily, and we still haven't broken it out yet. And on the 4-hourly as well, if I zoom in a bit more, we can see that there was this mini bull flag, which we broke to the downside. And I actually accidentally, I opened a trade. I thought we didn't hit the position, hit the price, because I put it a bit above the swing high, but it triggered. So I lost some there, but it's cool. So this didn't break to the upside. However, we had a nice dead cat bounce, a V-shaped recovery here. So we went past the EMA ribbons, and now we're touching the resistance once more. So, Powell was saying that they want to reduce interest rates over the course of the next few months. So depending on what they announced, I think we could break above this bull flag essentially and reach the target of $17,650 if we break out with volume. So that's what I can see in the charts in the short term. In the charts in my videos, I use a couple of things. So the first one I use is the MACD, which I think is just a very, in my videos, I use a bunch of stuff on my own, but in the videos, I want to keep it as simple and as, as easy as possible for the people to watch and understand. So I use the MACD, which is very nice because it shows, you have the signal line, the MACD line. So I think it's an overall very nice indicator to use while trading. And I use the RSI and stochastic. So for the stochastic for the short-term price movements, and RSI for divergences, which I like to point out in my videos. And also this volume indicator, which is actually not available on TradingView. This is one of my friends, and he made this, and it's awesome because you can see basically on some candles, when it's a green candle, you can see negative volume, and that could indicate that we'll have a reversal. Also, we see a yellow volume as well when there's a doji, so that could signify reversal too. But this is what I use as oscillators. On the chart, I use the parabolic SAR. I think it's very nice because in the longer time frames, you can see that the parabolic SAR really is good at predicting, major bear or bull trend differences. I use the Bollinger Bands as well, which you can see when they squeeze that you know that there's going to be a tremendous pressure to either the upside or downside. And I use the AMA ribbons, to see if you're above or below. But, again, I keep it simple. I don't show too much extensive stuff on the videos because it gets too complicated and people sometimes can't understand. So, yeah, but this is what I use in my videos on the daily basis.
The question that everyone's wondering, where do you think BTC will hit? Do you think that the bottom is hit? Do you think we will continue down? Or how do you see the overall right now?
I mean, overall, I think it's just a nice time to DCA. I mean, look, I think the ultimate bottom would be like $12,000, because we know that we're right now pre-recession. We're not really in the recession yet. And next year, when we go to the mouth of the recession, a few indicators are that, mortgage rates are around 7%. So no one will be able to afford homes. Interest rates, if they rise, then no one can afford to take loans and pay them back. So that negatively impacts the economy. So I think this is going to continue further in. And I think that this will cause a lot of people not to be able to invest and sell their assets and keep cash. So we could hit $12,000, but if we dip below, I think it'll just be bought out immediately. However, for Bitcoin, Bitcoin is being treated as a tech stock right now, and Bitcoin is not a tech company. It should be treated as digital gold and a digital hedge for inflation, in my opinion. And people haven't realized this yet because I think the time when they will realize is when more and more currencies become default as the US dollar suffers, and people will have to turn and face to Bitcoin and use Bitcoin for their daily transactions, which we can see in Myanmar and El Salvador. So I think this right now, Bitcoin's following the stock market, and I think that will break out next year when the US dollar could potentially default and many other currencies. So I think we could hit $12,000. That could be the bottom. We could be at the bottom right now. But I think this is a nice range to DCA in because we don't know exactly where the bottom is going to be.
When people from my community is coming to your channel, what can they expect from your channel?
On my channel, I do daily technical analysis. Well, I try to do 5 a week at least when there's major price movements as well. I also do breaking news updates, to inform the users, watch the viewers pretty quickly what's happening. And also I try to bring on some cool people on the channel, give some nice, motivational stuff and advice. And yeah, that's what you could expect. Again, I started like 2 months ago properly uploading. Hopefully in the next year or so, I plan to, diversify my video portfolio more and, give as much value as I can to the viewers.
For everyone that's looking at this, make sure to go in and subscribe to CryptoKid's channel. You will also have it linked in my description down below my video. Thank you so much for being on my channel.
Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day.
See you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.